welcome back to my channel. I am here to do my finale of my project 40 by 40, in which I tried to use up 40 items by the time I turned 40. Yes, I am now 40 years old. I don't believe it, but it's true. So here we are. I have managed to finish more items since the last time I did an update, but I did not finish all 40. Am I disappointed in that? No, because I really didn't think that I was going to finish all 40, but I gave it the old college try. So what we're going to do is talk about the ones that are empty, and then I will show you where I'm at with the ones that I did not finish and what I plan to do with them. So the ones that are finished, I have two hair products here. So one is this guy here called Noodle Head, which might possibly be the best name ever. It is a curling cream. Sorry, I just saw Tasty Looks with Saucy Style and got distracted. It was just up to here, so I didn't have a ton to go through. Full disclosure, I don't wash my hair all that often, maybe at most 3 times a week. So it does take quite a while for me to get through this because it's not something that I apply to dry hair, but nonetheless, it is now done, as is this one here from Diva Curl. This is their styling cream. The last time I showed this, which I guess would have been the intro to this project, somebody commented and was quite concerned that I was using something from Diva Curl, but as you can see, my hair has not fallen out. I don't know about the particulars of those allegations against Diva Curl. I do know that their entire line was on sale on Sephora for quite some time. Regardless, I don't intend to repurchase this one. I would repurchase this one. I got it at Sally Beauty, but they basically do the same thing, and this one you get a lot more for a lot less money. So economics, there we have it. I did finish a body cream as well. It's one of the body butters from The Body Shop. This one was in the mango scent. As you can see, it is, well, there's like a tiny little bit left in there, but for all intents and purposes, it's done. I do like the body butters, but again, I find that they are rather pricey for what they are, unless you get them when they have one of their like buy two, get one free kind of deals. But I really like these, particularly in winter, because that's when my body skin tends to get a lot drier. That sounds really weird, body skin. It's just my face dries out a little bit, but my body for sure, like my legs and my arms, I get like super itchy and I will scratch until I bleed in winter. So that's where something that's as thick as this comes into play for me. But during the summer, I prefer something a little bit more lightweight than a body butter. 2 skincare items. One is the peel-off mask from Boscia. This was their luminizing pink mask. It's basically the exact same thing as the black one, except obviously pink. I have talked about these masks many times before on my channel, and I really do enjoy them. Peeling them off can be a little intense, I will forewarn you, and there is a bit of a learning curve between trying to figure out how much is too much so that it doesn't dry down properly versus not enough so that it really doesn't peel off in one fell swoop. But overall, I really do like it, and I really like the way that it leaves my skin feeling. I would repurchase. And then the other item is from The Ordinary. This is their Granactive Retinoid 2% Emulsion. I don't know that it did anything for me. Honestly, I don't know if it did anything for me. So I'm not in a huge hurry to repurchase it. I didn't see any amazing results with it, but nor did it break me out or cause any problems. So for me, it's just kind of a meh product. I don't dislike it, but nor do I feel compelled to go out and buy it again. There it is. And then finally, 2 brow products. So one was the brow pencil from, I believe it was Pop Beauty, but all of the lettering has rubbed off. And then sort of as a duo with that is the clear brow gel from Essence. There is still some left in the tube, but not enough for me to want to keep it. And if I did want to repurchase it at any point, I think it was about $5, so it's really not that bad. And I do like this one. It doesn't leave my brows feeling super crunchy or anything of that sort. So for a clear brow gel, this is one that I would definitely repurchase down the road. All right, so those are all the items that I finished. In total, I finished 29 out of 40, so I feel pretty damned accomplished about that. And as we're gonna see, there are some that are very close to being finished as well. If I had until the end of June, they would be done. So for example, this little deluxe sample of a Tom Ford lipstick in the shade Indian Rose. It is just a little wee nubbin at this point. If my camera will focus, there we go. So really not a ton left in there, but enough for me to keep it and want to finish it up entirely. As well, I have a SPF lip balm here from Clé de Peau that I got for like $7 at Winners. And if my son hadn't absconded with it for about a month and I couldn't find it, it would be done. But my toddler got at it and he toddlered it and I couldn't find it for the longest time. So I will continue chugging away at this one. Would I repurchase it? Hell no. Not at full price at any rate. If I could find it again at Winners for $7, absolutely. But I think it retails for about 65 Canadian and I'm not about the $65 lip balm life. I'm just not. All right, anything else close to being done? Yes, this one is very close to being done. This is the True Match Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal in the shade 902 Light Glow. You can see where it was, the little black mark there, and then I wasn't prepared enough to put the little black mark back on it before sitting down to film, so I'll just try to figure out whereabouts it's at now. So I've been using this as a primer and I find that it really does add a lot of radiance to my skin. It is down around this area here. So really not an awful lot, but enough that I am going to keep it and finish it up. And it's something I would consider repurchasing. I have a ton of primers, including other illuminating primers, so I really don't need this product at this point. But once I get through those, this is one that I would consider purchasing again because it really did get the job done. And then this one over here from Benefit is so close to being done. This is the Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation in the shade number 3. And I do like the packaging. I'm a sucker for cutesy, I really am. It's not enough to make me necessarily go out and repurchase it. I do have it in shade 2, which matches a little bit better, and I just kind of have to mix and match the two of them right now to get the right shade for me. Benefit's kind of on a bit of a time out for me at this point. Their shade ranges are abysmal. The foundation, while nice, is not so good that I can't find other foundations that perform equally as well, if not better. So for that reason, I don't really feel compelled to go out and repurchase this one. This isn't a product that I feel I have to have a backup of. It's good, it's not fantastic. There's my non-ringing endorsement of it. Okay, that takes care of all the items that are pretty much done, and then we're going to move into the ones that not so much. So first up, the brown pencil liner from Makeup Geek. It's still going strong. I've barely made a dent in it. I will keep it. I will continue using it. I do like it. I wish they still made them. I don't think they do. So there's that. Brow gel here. This one is from Kaja Beauty. It's the Brow Blowout, and I have it in the shade Deep Brown. It's what I have in my brows today. You know what, I like it, but I think there are others out there that are nicer, that have more precise wands. So it's not bad, it's really not. I like it. It's not like super crunchy, although there's a little bit of stiffness to the brows. Not quite tacky, but you can feel that there's definitely something on the brows. But it's not my favorite in that it can be a little fussy to work with because the wand is bigger than what my brows are. So there's that. Okay, Sunstalker bronzer here from Fenty. This one's in the shade Shady Biz. I managed to at least get through all the lettering that was on there, but there is still quite a bit of product left to go in here. I have the full-size bronzer in Into Sun, which works better for my skin tone than this one, but when I am tanned, this one does work well. For now, I'm just going in with a light hand, but I really do like the formulation of these bronzers, and I find that they blend out really nicely, and it's not super obvious that you have bronzer on your face. So I like that one. Blush, this was a sample from Makeup Forever in the shade S214. The little hole is just, I dug down to see how much was left in there, and spoiler, there's still a lot, despite it being a very small sample size. I find I have to go in with a very light hand with this because it is so strongly pigmented, and it can go sort of 0 to 60 very quickly on my face. I do like the color, but if I forget to go in with a light hand, it's altogether way too much. So I will hold on to it, but ultimately if I was doing a blush declutter, this is probably one that would be up for the chopping block. Next up is a lip primer. This is from Bite Beauty, and it's, I don't know what it's called. What the hell is it called? I can never read these stickers. Line and Define Lip Primer Base Contour. That's quite the name to fit on a sticker that size. I barely made a dent in this, and there's still quite a bit of product left. And they have reformulated this. I haven't tried the new one, but I'm not a fan of this one. I would much rather just use a nude lip pencil. This one, I don't know what it is, but anytime I put a lipstick on top of it, regardless of whether it's a liquid lipstick or a bullet lipstick, everything just gets like gummy on my lips, and then things start to like pill in a way that I don't like, and they kind of gather in my corners. And they're lipsticks that don't do that when I don't use this product. So I'm going to declutter this one because I just don't see myself reaching for it. I've had it obviously sitting on my desk in a box with all these other products for, what, 3 months now? And I've barely used it because every time I do, it creates an issue for me. So I'm not going to put it back in the drawer because I know I'm not going to use it. I did make some progress on my Tartelette in Bloom palette, but not as much as I was aiming for, which is fine. I do have a very good dip going in here and in here. You can see it, just a tiny little bit of pan there. This one has a good dip as well, although not nearly as much as these two. These shades I don't use. And I did make a little bit more progress with these, but nothing really noteworthy. These ones I barely touched, if I'm being perfectly honest. This one more so than anything else, but these two, the pan that you see was pre-existing. So I'm not going to toss this. I think it's a very functional palette. I really enjoy that there's like a neutral line, a more warm-toned line, and a rosy line. I really think it's very well put together, with the exception of these two shades. I just don't like them. They're supposed to be shimmers, but they're sort of like shimmer adjacent because there really is no shimmer what to speak of. I don't know if that's a saying, what to speak of. Moving on. I like this palette. I like it a ton. I've talked about it a bunch of times. It's just your standard neutral palette, but when I'm using single shadows and looking for transition shades or whatever the case may be, this is the one that I reach for. I did that today with this eye look. This is a liquid eyeshadow from Too Faced on my eyes, but I used this shade here for the transition. And then this one as well on my lower lash line. So I do find that this gets a ton of use in my collection, and I'm not getting rid of it until I absolutely have to. Okay, so that brings us to the very last product in this project, and that is the matchstick from Fenty Beauty in the shade Amber, and I use it as a contouring stick, and there is still a ton of product in here. There you can see what's left. I did make a good dent in it. When I started, it might have been around like this, where there is still product over the top even when it's wound down, and now it's down into the tube, I guess. I don't like it. I don't. I find that it's really difficult to work with. It doesn't blend as nicely as I would like to. It looks, not all the time, depending on whether I go in with a little bit too much or whatever the case may be, sometimes it can look too ashy on me. So altogether, it's just not a product that I can see myself digging back out of the drawer, or me sitting here thinking, hey, I know, I want to use that Fenty product today. So this is one that I am going to declutter. I did give it the good old college try with this. I have certainly put it to the test, and it's just fussy, and I don't like my makeup to be fussy because I just want it to work, and I don't want it to be like a high risk maneuver where if I put a little bit too much, I'm gonna have to spend forever blending it out or put a little bit of foundation on top of it to tone it down, and that's what I find happens with this one. So I'm gonna part ways with it. Okay, I don't think I have forgotten anything. I think I've covered all the products that were in this project. Overall, I'm very happy with the progress. I'm not super keen on jumping into another project pan at this point. I'm going to take a break from it, start rotating through my collection and show other items some love for a while, but I'm glad that I did this. I did manage to clear out 29 items plus 2 that I'm going to declutter, so 31 items that have been used up in my collection or decluttered, and I feel good about that. So that is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Thank you for checking out the updates along the way in this project, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.